Hi girls, today we'll see some of the theorems on countability. The statement is this: if A1, A2, etc. are countable sets. Countable set means the set which is finite or denumerable. Yes, I hope you have listened to the previous lecture. I have explained you what is a countable set. So here, then union of an is countable. You have to prove that union of all your countable set is countable. In other words, the countable union of countable set is countable. This is what you have to prove. Okay. So again I will repeat, countable set means a set which is finite or denumerable. What is denumerable set? A set which is one to one and on to with the set of all natural numbers is called denumerable set. So just keep this in mind and we'll prove the this theorem. We'll prove this theorem. Okay. The proof goes like this. Take A1, A2, A3, etc. a countable set. Okay, and each countable set, this each A1, A2, A3 will contain infinite number of elements. So let me name the infinite element as A1, A1, A2 power 1, A3 power 1, A4 power 1. So the elements in my A1 set is of the form A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. with the powers as 1, and the elements in A2 will be of the form A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. with the powers as 2, and A3 as the elements in capital A3 will be A1, A2, A3, etc. with powers as 3. So from this setup you can understand that suppose if I take this A23, then it is the second position of third set, isn't it? So suppose let me take one more, A4 power 2. That means it is the fourth position element in the second set. Okay, so that is what they have given. The element AK power j is what? Kth element in the jth set. Okay, and this element will belongs to where? AJ. Okay, capital AJ. Yes. So to prove the theorem, I am just arranging my elements of the infinite countable sets A1, A2, A3 as this small AKJs. Okay. Yes. Now we'll find the heights of each element in this capital A1, A2, A3, so that I can arrange the element and I can prove that this set is the union of all the set is countable. Okay. So now define the height of the elements as, suppose if I consider a j power k element, then the height will be j plus k. So find height of each element now. Height of A11 will be 1 plus 1 is 2. Height of A21 will be 2 plus 1 is 3. Height of A31 will be 3 plus 1 will be 4. Similarly, you find the height for a capital A2 elements, you find the height for capital A3 elements. Okay. Now, from this height, can you see girls, there is no elements of height 1. The least height is 2 only, isn't it? So, we can see that there is no element of height 1. Okay. Then how many elements are with height 2? I hope you can see only one element. And how many elements of height 3? 1 and 2. 2 elements. How many elements of height 4? 1, 2, 3. So in general, there will be m elements of height m minus 1. Isn't it? Yes. So there is only one element of height 2, 2 elements of height 3, 3 elements of height 4, and in general I can say there will be m minus 1 element of height m. So now we introduce a counting scheme using heights to count all the elements in the set. So as I said, we have arranged the countable sets like this, and to count the elements, when can you say set is countable? Either it should be what? Finite or denumerable. Here these a1, a2, a3s are not finite. Okay, so we have to denumerate it. We have to find a one-to-one onto corresponding with the natural number. Okay, so here I don't have height 1, but the rest of the elements, height 2, 3, 4, I can arrange. Okay, so it is like this. I can arrange the all union of all the countable sets like this. First element will be what? A11. Second element, series of elements will be A1 to A21. That is heights with 3. Then heights with 4. Then heights with 5. Then heights with 6. Are you able to see, girls? Again I repeat, first you take the elements with height 2, that is A11. Then heights with heights 3. So how many elements will be there? A12 and A21. Then height 4, it will be A31, A22, A13. Then height 5, so you consider all these elements. Then height 6. Okay, so like that, if you arrange, obviously you can able to denumerate the elements, isn't it? Thus the union of all my elements will be what? Countable. So that is what it's given. Let us arrange elements in the union set according to their heights. So height 2, height 3, height 4, you are going to arrange using rectangular arrows. These arrows are called rectangles. Okay, that is, we connect the elements of same height and proceed to the next height. So we can see that none of the elements are repeated in this counting chain. So are you able to see, is A21 and 21 are same? No. And is A13 or 31 are same? No. So none of the elements won't be repeated, because the elements won't be repeated because when I arrange like this, and if I put rectangular arrows, I can see every time when I reach, I am reviewing the previous height. So none of the elements will be repeated. That means I can find the union, so that the union set will be enumerated. Therefore it is what? Countable. Okay, we can see that none of the elements are repeated in this counting scheme. Thus we conclude that union of AI is countable, as each AN is countable. I hope you understand this, students. We'll see the next theorem. If you have any doubts, you ask your monitor. Suppose if the monitor is not able to explain to you, just call me. Okay. Next, we'll see the next theorem, students. The next theorem statement is this: the set of all rational number is countable. Again here, what is the main thing you want? Countability. Again, countable means it is finite, it should be finite, and or it should be denumerable. What do you mean by rational numbers? A number which is represented by P by Q form, where my Q should not be equal and Q should not be equal to 0, and my what? P and Q must not have any common factor. So rational number means this: Q should not be equal and P and Q must not have what? It should not have common factor, no common factor. Yes? Yes. You just keep this in mind. So we are going to prove this: the set of all rational numbers, the elements are of form P by Q is countable. Okay? Yes, we'll see the proof. So as I said, rational number means it is P by Q form. So to get a P by Q form, I am just defining a set En to be set of all rational numbers, which can be written with the denominator n. So I am taking the denominator to be n. Okay, I am just arranging, taking general form of the rational number as En. So this is all. You can see from this representation, it is all the elements are of the form P by Q. So it is 0, 1 by n, 2 by n, etc. minus 1 by n, minus 2 by n, etc. Now let me rearrange this for our calculation purpose. So it will be like this. If I rearrange, it will be 0 minus 1 by n plus 1 by n minus 2 by n plus 2 by n, etc. Okay. When I put n is equal to 1, I will get the values as 0 minus 1 by 1 will be what? Minus 1. 1 by 1 will be 1. Minus 2 by 1 will be 2. Minus 2. It will go like this. If I put n is equal to 2, I will get 0 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 minus 2 by 2, 2 by 2, and it will go on. And if I put n is equal to 3, I will get 0 minus 1 by 3, 1 by 3, minus 2 by 3, 2 by 3, minus 3 by 3, 3 by 3, and it will go on. Thus, this set of all rational numbers can be written as E1, E2, union of E1, E2 up to, infinite number of union of EI's, isn't it? So, Q, rational number, can be written as union of, rational number can be written as the union of what? EI's, where my I will range from 1 to infinity. Okay. So, we will see how it we are going to prove that it is countable. Okay. So, from this, from this En, what I am going to do is I am going to give general form of it. Okay. So, for that, for any countable, to prove any set to be countable, I have to, infinite set to be countable, I have to prove that there exists a function which is what? 1 to 1 and on to. So, for that, I am going to define a function f from n to en. Okay, we know what is En and what is n. N is will be set of all natural number. En will be of the form 0 by n minus 1 by n, 1 by n minus 2 by n, 2 by n, etc. It will be like that. So, define f of m as my m minus 1 by 2n when m is odd, minus m by 2n when m is even. Where will be the small m? Where will be this m? It will be in the set of all natural number. Okay. So, natural number starts from 1. So, when I substitute 1, 2 and 3, 4 like that, if it is odd number, my function is m minus 1 by 2n. If it is even number, my function is minus m by 2n. Okay. So, now if I put n as 1, so 1 means it will become odd. So, it will go here, isn't it? I'm sorry. So, when n is equal to 1, it will go here. So, when I substitute here, I will be getting the value to be 0. When n is equal to 2, it will go here. So, it will be minus 2 by 2n. I can cancel 2, I will get minus 1 by n. When n is equal to 3, since it is odd, again it will come here. So, it will be 3 minus 1 by 2n, it will be what? 1 by n. When m is equal to 4, it will be even number, therefore, you have to substitute my 4 over here. So, minus 4 by 2n, it will be minus 2 by n. Next, when m is equal to 5, when I substitute m as 5, it will be 5 minus 1 by 2n, it will be 2 by n. So, from this you can see that it is nothing but your En. So, first element is 0, minus 1 by n, 1 by n, minus 2 by n, 2 by n, minus 3 by n. So, it is and it will go on. So, you can very well see that this mapping f takes elements of natural number to where? En. Okay, the elements of En. Thus, I can say there is and you can very well see that these elements are not repeating, and hence the function f is what? 1 to 1 and it is on to. Okay, every distinct element in the pre-image, in the image are having distinct pre-images, and every elements in the codomain is also having pre-images. Therefore, what? It is 1 to 1 and on to. Okay, clearly this f is 1 to 1 and on to So my Z has a one-to-one correspondence with En. So I can say what? Z and En are equivalent set. We already know the first theorem we have seen that Z is what? Countable. What is Z? Set of all integers. So we know that Z is the set of all integers are countable. Yes. So we know that set of all integers are countable. So since Z and En are equivalent set, I can say what? En is also countable. Okay. So En is countable means union of En. We just before we have seen a theorem. If each AIs are countable, then union of AIs is also countable. Using the previous theorem, yes, I can say that the countable union of ENs is also countable. So if you take union of En, what you will get? You will get rational number. Therefore, I can say Q is countable. I hope you understand the theorem.